Hello. So I've been having this feeling of wanting to share something with you, and sometimes I go through like a time where I'm like, do I want to talk about this or this or this? And honestly, this topic was unexpected. So I'm going to be talking about plant medicines, ceremonies, psychedelics, and I don't think it'll be really a long video. And I want to begin with saying I'm not like a healer in the sense I don't know how to work with plants. I'm not an herbalist. I'm not going to give out facts and knowledge about things like that. I'm just going to share my experience. And I kind of hesitated with this topic because at least I'm really thankful for my people, for the people that I get to talk to and share experiences with. They're pretty cool about talking about these plants, plant medicine, ceremonies, what we call them, or, you know, just psychedelics. But there's other people that kind of freak out when I might mention it. They have their own idea of it, their own experience, or they've heard from other people their experiences, so like that's what they go off of. So it's really interesting just presenting the topic, the way people shift their face or their energy, and they're like, oh, like, are you just taking like medicines or drugs all the time? Like, what kind of experience are you having? You know, I heard that it does this and this, and yeah, this video is just really my experience of what I've encountered or what I feel. I guess it's me assuming as well, like what other people may think or their judgments on it. So it's just really interesting because, you know, sometimes when I mention like a plant ceremony, people might automatically think it's like a psychedelic or like a drug and going into like some other kind of altered state, which is really interesting because it doesn't just necessarily involve that. A ceremony could be done with anything, or any herb or plant, if that's what you believe in, if that's the intention that you put through it. Even people that smoke weed or marijuana, like, you can have a different experience every time, and it just depends on your intention on it. Like, do you want to have fun? Do you want to cause healing? So I guess this topic is just brought up to help you, even with communication, or when someone says a word, like that word or sentence can mean something completely different to someone else. So when I'm presenting the term plant medicine or ceremony or psychedelic, it's just interesting how people put their judgments or their experiences already forward, when it's completely something different that I'm presenting. So some people can have those same experiences with just having like tea, with having, you know, tea with hibiscus or lavender, you know, having like different herbs, or even people that eat just raw, like they only eat vegetables and fruit. They're part of a plant too, and that's kind of going into ceremony itself. And ceremony could mean different things for different people, but for me it just means like connecting to myself, to the higher power out there, just really following my intuition and kind of getting downloads, I guess, whatever that means to you. But to me, it's just like having a clear vessel to receive messages or feelings of what I need to do next, what I need to do in this moment to follow my path. Yeah, so it's just interesting to have conversations or bring up this topic. And I guess I want to bring up this topic to you, even when you like see the title itself. Like, what does it bring up for you? Like, do you assume I'm a druggie, I'm a hippie? Like, what does a ceremony mean? Like, is it going into darker areas, darker energies? What is that like bringing up for you? And I guess I'm feeling all of that from other people, and just sharing my experience. Yes, I have done plant medicine and ceremonies, and at least for me, I'm learning throughout the process, but really trying to respect Mother Earth and Mother Nature and the spirit of these plants and what they're providing for me, and learning to see like what feels good for me and what doesn't. So hey, I might take something one day and it just like doesn't resonate. It's like, hey, I don't want to do that. And yeah, but honestly, like my ceremonies is just like going outside, being in the sun, in Mother Nature, and just really being in the present moment. And I've talked about that before, like most of my videos were supposed to be about being in the present moment. But with every thing I do, I get to practice that. So when I'm in those interactions with plants, it doesn't have to mean that it's like a psychedelic plant. It could be any plant, you know, the ones that are around me, or any herbs or teas that I decide to take. It could bring a different experience. So I don't know my reasoning for this, for sharing this. I just felt it in my heart, and it might not really be organized or thought out, but I guess I just wanted to share this perspective, really share it with the world that people have different views on things, and just a reminder that, you know, let's say like the word love can mean something for you and it can mean something completely different for me, and communicating that and not really assuming or placing judgment that they know or someone else knows what I'm trying to explain. Like for instance, love, like when I say I love you, it's like sometimes I'm assuming they already know what love is, but they've experienced love in a different way than I have. So same goes when I mention the word psychedelics or plant medicine, any ceremonies. For me, which it might not be for you, and now it might not even make sense for you, my term or definition, but it's something really sacred that I can connect to, that can bring me back to my roots and ground me. And for some people, they don't experience that. So it's just also honoring that you might not connect with some of the things that I do, and vice versa. And this is with everything we do, not just this topic that I'm talking about, but with what I share, with the messages that I believe in. You know, I don't expect you to believe in them, but I would love, just what I do with other people is just hear them out. Like, okay, like that doesn't resonate with me, but if that's what you believe in, cool. Like learning to do that in this area. So, and knowing that when people take teas or plants or whatever, or whoever is giving the ceremony, like everyone does it differently too. And it's just not judging anyone, but just saying like, hey, like that's cool, I experienced that. That's not the way I want to do it anymore. And going from there, and respecting and tuning into yourself to really see what feels good. If you're on path, if that feels of pure lightness and love and not coming from fear and the mind, that's a huge thing too. So when I present this topic, if you get all the way to the end, my question for you, or something for you to think about, is when you hear something that triggers you, is it coming from a past experience? Is it coming from the mind and your ego, or from fear? And if so, I'm just providing you or challenging you to maybe switch that and get out of your head, tune into your heart, and just come from love. And yeah, that's my thoughts on this. Anyways, I love you so much. Thank you for listening again, and hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully, like, my intention with this was whatever it needs to be. Anyways, I love you.